Students, this is the third class of the chapter flow charting, where I have told you in this class I will spend to discuss we will discuss about algorithm and also flow chart. So first I am starting my class with an example of algorithm. So the simple example I have taken here, that how to pack your school bag. Actually this is your own thinking, it is your own logic. It is not that way as like I have written here the steps, it will be as same as mine. So you can change the steps also. It is your choice, it is your logic that how do you pack your school bag. Only I can just give you the way that how to do this algorithm. First is, when you do the algorithm, you need to write these steps as like step 1, step 2, step 3 and I followed that manner. So if I ask you that you write the planning, algorithm means the planning, how to pack your school bag. So how do you write this? This is my logic, this is my instructions that how I am going to pack my school bag. You can change the steps also, but you should have to write step 1, step 2, step 3 before writing the steps. So how do I write that how to pack a school bag? See, step 1, what I have written? I have written that go to the study table. Okay, you can write your own step also here. Step 2, check the class routine of that particular day, as like you do every day or a regular school day. In that manner only the things will be. Step 3, take the school bag. Step 4, arrange the books, copies according to the class routine. Step 5, keep the books, copies, tiffin box, water bottle, pencil box, etc. Maybe there are another things also you need to keep in your bag, in the bag. Step 5 is close the zip of the bag. This is a simple example. In that way you can try the algorithm that how to make a glass of juice, how to make a cup of tea, then how to cross a road. Whenever you are doing any task, you need to do the planning or need to chalk out the plan or write down the instructions that how to solve these things. So in that manner only, what is your task? You just think of different kinds of tasks and write down the algorithm according to your manner. That should be the specific way that how to solve that one, because of if you don't know how to do this, by this following steps, by following these instructions, as like anybody can solve that thing. Okay, in this manner we can write the algorithm. Next thing we will learn how to write a flow chart. That's like in the last class I have discussed what are the symbols used for doing flow chart and what are the functions of those. In this class I will show you how to write the flow chart there to following an algorithm or to do a specific task. Okay, so let's see how the flow chart can be drawn there. Students, as you know, in every program there are 4 parts. That is, first the program accept or read the input, then only it process the things what the instructions you have given, then only it gives you the output. If it needs, then only it also store that things for future use. Okay, same way here only I have drawn a flow chart. So I am showing you how to do the flow chart using those symbols which we have discussed in the last day's class. So how to do a flow chart? When you start the program, you need this type of oval shape to start it. Okay, but repeatedly I am telling you should have to draw the flow chart with using a pencil and ruler. The writing should be with pencil and also the shapes with pencil. First is as like start. First thing you have to write down there, start. Then only these are called flow line. The flow line should touch one shape with another one. Then only if I ask you here, the question is how to add 2 numbers. So first I need to input. This function is needed, or this first step is input. You have to write down to this manner, accept 2 numbers, that is accept to number 1 and number 2. Okay. Next step is processing. In the processing, you need processing box, the rectangular box. You need another variable. These are called variable. What are these? These are a little bit complex things which you will do the programming language. These things will be more clear to you. You just follow this manner. You need another space to store the result. That's why number 3, I have taken it as number 3, and you have to add number 1 and number 2 that I have taken. Then only output. Next step is output. You have to display number 3 where I have stored the result. So next step is display number 3, and the last is again the oval box to write down stop to complete the program. So if it is a program with 2 numbers, how it will be? You have started the program, accept suppose to in the number 1, 2, number 2, suppose 3. So accept 2 and 3. Then is another variable or a space. Variable means a box where I will store the result. So which of the numbers I have taken? 2 and 3. So here it will be 2 plus 3. I am writing here, suppose accept 2, number 2, suppose 3. Okay. Number 3, it is a space where I am storing the result. Number 1, suppose I have taken 2, and number 2 I have taken 3. So how it will be when I calculate? It is 5. So 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Display number 3. That means display what the result will be here? 5. Okay. In this manner, this is a programming plan by using the shapes which is called flowchart. In this manner, you can do the flowchart. Now only one symbol is missing here, that is decision box. How to use decision box? I told you if there is a choice to take a decision, then we need another symbol that is called decision box. Next we just see how the decision box is used in a program. Here you can see the use of decision box. The question is input age and print whether the user is eligible to vote or not. This is my program. So I have to chalk out the plan by flow charting. How it just happens? First, so obviously start box is needed. Then what the things you need? You have to give the age of that person. So that's why input age and input box is needed. Then when I give the age, computer will check the age is less than 18 or more than 18 or equal to 18. So here only the decision box has come. This is decision box, diamond shape. So here I have written that is age less than 18. So if age is less than 18, the person will not be eligible for voting. And if it is more than 18, the person will be eligible for voting. So if the age is less than 18, see another part has come where you will just display that not eligible to vote. And if the person is less than 18, if it is no or false, that means the person is more than 18 or equal to 18, then another display box is there to eligible to vote. Okay, these are two outputs here, because either these two outputs will not be together. Either if it is true, this output will be, either if or it is false, this output will be there. And at last you have to complete the program by this box, stop box. Maybe it seems little bit difficult to you because you are doing this concept or very first time, but I am going to give you as a study material many more flowcharts and algorithm. As you practice these things or just read the things again and again, learn the things, see the things will be easier to you. This flowchart, this is a very simple concept, but you need to clear these things by reading the chapter very carefully. So this much is for today, this class. I am going to send you study materials, along with that some homeworks also. Keep practicing, things will be easier for you. Okay. So thank you so much for today.